video a day, and I'll see you tomorrow for the next practice. Whoops. I'll see you tomorrow. Can't wait. I will see you. See you tomorrow. I'm Amica. Welcome to Move Coalition. This is part 3 of our handstand series. If you haven't tried part 1 and 2, then you can go back and check those out. All right, let's get started. All right, we're gonna start on our backs today, but I would set your mat up kind of near a wall. If you're new to handstands, maybe a couple feet away. That way when we start to do our handstand practice, you don't have fear of going over, okay? So just an option. We're gonna start laying down. So I want you to lay flat on your back with your knees bent and just begin to feel your low back pressing into the floor. So you wanna pull your navel towards your spine, and we're gonna start with the knees tucked in. Okay, so with your knees tucked in, you're gonna take your hands and just cradle your head. And then we're gonna start with a simple bicycle. So we're gonna extend the left leg straight out, keep the right knee to the chest, and you're gonna take your left elbow towards your right knee. Good, and we're just gonna switch. This is 1, 2, so nice and slow. 3, 4, 5. Make sure your low back is flat. 6, 7, 8, elbows wide. 9, 10. We're gonna start to do this with straight legs. So kick your leg to straight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Back to bend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Back to straight last time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, just bend your knees back in, lay yourself back down on your back. You're gonna take your knees apart and come into a pose called Happy Baby Pose. So you're gonna lift your feet up towards the ceiling. You can just flex your feet. And you want your knees to kind of come down towards the floor, just outside your rib cage. You can take your hands to your ankles or the bottoms of your feet, and you're just gonna gently pull down. And it's okay in this pose if your low back lifts up off the floor, your hips lift off the floor. So just gently pull down, hold here, and just begin to breathe. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. Okay, so release your legs, cross one ankle, it doesn't matter which ankle over the other, and then hold behind your knees and roll yourself up to seated. You're gonna just tuck your feet back and shift forward to your hands, and as you walk your feet back, you're gonna drop down to your forearms. So you're gonna bring your forearms down onto the mat, and when you set this up, you just wanna keep your elbows shoulder distance apart, maybe a tiny bit narrower, and we're just gonna lock the hands together and step back to a simple forearm plank position. Okay, so you're gonna get your hips down in line with your shoulders, but then I want you to really focus on pushing through your elbows and breathing up to the space between your shoulders. So keep a dome shape in your upper back and just hold this position. Okay, 1, press back through your heels. 2, 3, 4. So you don't wanna sink in the middle, you wanna make sure you're lifted. 1 more breath here. Good. We're just gonna take 10 counts to do a slow rock forward and a rock back. So it's almost like you're going to your tippy toes and then back to your heels. Okay, 1, you can go a little faster if you want. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then come back to stillness just for the last few breaths. Really find that pushing through your elbows, pulling your navel to your spine. And then we're just gonna lower ourselves slowly back down to the ground. Okay. Exhale, lower down to your chest. And then just push yourself back towards your child's pose position. Sit back to your heels to stretch your low back out. And relax here. Good. We're gonna shift forward, come back to downward facing dog. Pedal out your feet. And as you come back to down facing dog, you're just gonna step your right foot between your hands, and we're gonna crawl to the left side of the mat. So this is a pose called Skandasana. You're gonna bend your left leg like a squat, and you're gonna make your right leg straight. Walk your hands forward if you can, and just sink forward towards the floor with your head. And we're gonna hold here. This is 1. So just opening up the legs a little bit. 2, 3. Good. We're gonna switch sides. So bend the right leg, left leg is straight. 1, 2, 3. Switch sides again. Bend your left leg, right leg is straight. Hold here. 1, 2, 3. Good. Crawl towards the front of your mat. Plant your hands on either side of your right foot and then step back to down facing dog. You're gonna come forward to plank position now. And just like we did those rocks on the forearms, we're gonna do the rocks in plank now. So I want you to get your glutes engaged. Make sure you're pushing through your arms and you're just gonna go tippy toes and back to heels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, pause and center. I want you to grip with your fingers. So instead of having your hands really flat and pushing through your whole fingers, I want you to squeeze the mat a little bit. Okay, so this is really useful in handstands. So you're just gonna grip a little bit and we're gonna do 10 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, push back to down dog. Bend your knees, come to that little squat. So I'm stepping my feet a little closer. If I were to try and do my frog jump from way back here, I have a really far way to go to get my hips on top. So I'm gonna step in one big step and go to that squat position, knees outside the rib cage, and then I'm gonna lean into my hands, okay? So taking a couple pulses, we won't do tons of pulses. I want you to just start to think about getting your hips up. So more weight is in your hands, less weight is in your feet. And when you feel ready, you're gonna add that little jump. Okay? So if you're getting more comfortable with your jump, when you jump, I want you to touch your feet together in the air and then land back down. So this is gonna give you something to sort of focus on and give you a little bit more air time just to tap your toes together and land back down. Okay, if you're still at the stage of taking small hops, that's okay. So give it about 5 more tries, 5 more jumps. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. We're gonna just land at the top of the mat. Let's fold forward over the legs when we land. Take an exhale breath here. Drop your head down. And then inhale, reach your arms all the way up to stand. Touch your hands together. And exhale, fold all the way back down right away. Fold over your legs. Good. Lift up about halfway so you can come to your fingertips, so you can take your hands to your shins. And then you're just gonna step your left foot way back. So take a giant step back with your left foot, okay? And you're gonna start to straighten your front leg and your back leg, squaring your hips. So move your hands forward and begin to drop your head down over your right leg. Okay, if this feels way too intense, you can put your back knee down and just focus on your front leg only. And let's breathe here. 1. So this is pyramid pose. 2. 3, 4, 5. Excellent. So from here, you're just gonna push into your hands and you're gonna take this right leg all the way back and up to this 3-legged dog position. And then once you're in your 3-legged dog position, we've done this position before, I want you to walk your hands back towards your left foot. So just start to crawl back, keep your right leg as high as you can up into the air, and then take your hands on either side of your left foot. So this is gonna be a familiar position, right, with the leg kicking up, but now we're doing standing split. So take your left hand around your left ankle and begin to pull your head towards your left leg, reaching your right leg up. 1, 2, so this action here, you're pulling your rib cage in, is exactly what you need in your upper body for your handstand kick up. This is 3, 4, and 5. Okay, we're gonna walk the hands forward and we're gonna take this right leg and we're gonna kick it up into the air. We're gonna change it up and make it a tiny bit different this time. We're gonna bend the leg. So our whole idea for handstands is to get the hips on top of the shoulders. So why don't you just bend your right leg for me and tip forward onto your tippy toes and then back, okay? So you're going tippy toes with your right leg lifting and then back, and if you want, you're bending and you're taking a little jump. So you're trying to get that right leg to go up and that right leg to go over. So a little hop up and then back down. So just begin to explore this. Little hop up and then back down. Give it a couple tries. Good. So depending on how your wrists are feeling, depending on how your energy, I would hop up maybe max 10 times, minimum 5. So give yourself, a little bit of work. And when you're done, you're just gonna take your right knee to finish in between your thumbs. So this is pigeon pose, just a little stretch. So bring your right knee forward, bring your left knee down, and you're gonna open up this right shin any amount and just drape your body forward. Fold forward. And let's hold here. 1, 2. And you can just relax the weight of your body right over your leg. Taking a little breather, a little break before we do the other side. 3. 4. 5. You're going to stay for 3 more counts, so a total of 8 breaths here. 6. 7. 8. Perfect. So you're just going to walk yourself back out of this. Maybe move your right foot in a little bit and then step back to your down facing dog. Pedal out your feet. Good. To finish off this side, just take 3 deep breaths in down dog, and we're going to go back to our plank rocks. So just let your head hang, shake it out a little bit. Try and scoop up through your belly, reach back through your heels, and then let's shift forward to our plank position. So start with your 10 rocks, just keeping your body still, pushing through your hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, good, 9, 10. Now squeeze your fingers, grip your mat. 1, 2, 3, keep breathing between your shoulder blades. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good, and you go back to down facing dog, so press your hips back in space. Good, and walk your feet in, and we're gonna go down to the squat. We're gonna squat down nice and low. Okay, so the same thing we were doing before. So you wanna start to focus on the arms being straight. No matter what handstand you're doing, you're always pretty much looking in the same place, okay? In the beginning at least, to find your balance, okay? So looking forward, there's a bit of a tendency, right, when you go forward and your legs start to jump, is to try and watch your feet jump, but don't do that, okay? So don't watch your legs jump, just jump up and down. And if you're getting a little air time, you're gonna tap your toes together when you go up and then come back down, okay? 5 times, ready? 1, tap your toes. Little spring in between is fine. 2, 3, squat and jump. 4, nice and slow. And 5, last one, tap your toes. Maybe you get a little bit of air time, you're up. And then we're just gonna meet at the top of the mat. So step your feet forward. Fold into your legs, deep breath out, exhale breath. And then inhale to stand up. Arms touch over your head, 1 breath. Just tap your fingers and then go back down slowly. Right over your legs, head down. Take a little lift so you can come to your fingertips, you can bring your hands to your shins, you're gonna extend your chest forward and then ground your hands, step your right foot back. Good, pyramid pose. So you're gonna slowly, you might not be able to get your back heel flat, that's fine, but you're gonna come onto your front heel if you can. Walk your hands forward and bow forward. Okay, if it's really tight, put your knee down, just do the front leg only. Okay, let's hold for 5 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Good, so ground your hands, just sweep your left leg up and back. Okay, as your left leg goes back, walk your hands, crawl them until you're at your right foot, and then take your right hand, you can grab your right ankle or your right heel, Left hand is on the mat, and you're gonna use your right hand to help pull your body in towards your right leg. Keep your left toes reaching up to the ceiling. Breathe here. 1, 2, 3. So this is your standing split. 4, 5. Okay, good. Walk your hands back forward. So only think about coming about 3/4 the way. So remember, you don't want to get too far forward. Look between your hands. Let's bend this left leg now, and we're just going to tip forward, look forward, and tip back and forth. Maybe you add a little jump to find your way up. Okay? So basically, you're thinking of those left toes lifting you up, but because it's hard to get up, you take a little jump off your bottom foot, and that really helps. Okay, so give it a couple more tries. Little hops into the air. Remember, same thing, push through the hands as you jump. And when you're done this little practice, maybe try 2 more for me. Okay, let's give it 2 more hops. Okay, and when you're done this practice, you're just gonna take your knee between your thumbs. Slowly find your pigeon pose. Slide your knee forward, slide your right leg back. Open up this shin. So the more you open up the shin, the deeper it's gonna be, so just be careful. And then just drape your body forward. We're taking 8 breaths to finish here. Really allow the weight of your upper body to drop down over your front leg. Come back into your breath. Good. 4 more slow breaths. So this is 5, 6, 7, and then 8. I'm just gonna roll yourself up. We're gonna lean to the left, and we're gonna take the back leg forward, and we'll do almost like the double leg position. So just like pigeon pose, but both legs now. And you don't have to bring your heels too close. You can keep it really relaxed. Bring your feet more forward. Walk your hands forward and just let your head go down towards your feet. And just close your eyes here. Okay, so we'll finish here today, but feel free to stay in this one as long as you like, your last position. Thank you guys for joining me for today's practice. I'll see you tomorrow for part 4. I recommend doing 1 video a day, so can't wait to see you then.